Chris White. Chris White.
How's everybody? Happy New Year! I think I remember most of 2 Street. So I'm from Michigan originally, and my mom has many health problems. She's diabetic, she had trouble walking, she's very bipolar, and she's a little bit like that Hoarders TV show. I don't know if you've seen that. And the last few years of high school, I lived in the basement of her subsidized apartment, which was technically illegal, but the apartments kind of didn't crack down on it too much. But first time I went home for Christmas, I tried staying there a few days. There wasn't really space for me there anymore. It didn't quite work, so I went and stayed with my aunt, Sue, who I get along with a lot better, and it's also a little bit like that show Hoarders, but... and she's like, Chris, while you're here, could you and your cousin Heath, could you paint the bathroom? We're like, sure. So we paint the bathroom, we do an okay job. A day or two later, my younger cousin is taking a bath, and the paint causes the door to get stuck. And he's like freaking out. He's like, oh my God, I'm never getting out of here. Then he was strangely calm. He's like, oh, I'm never getting out of here. And he kneels through the window, I'll take lots of baths. I don't know. I guess that's okay. Well, we got him out, but that was the beginning of the Christmas curse. The next year, we get home from my grandmother's house. There's the loudest sound we've ever heard. The gas had leaked in the furnace. Not so much that it blew up the whole house, but enough that when it did ignite, it knocked the wall off the furnace. The next year, the hot water heater went out. The next year there was this really bad smell, and my aunt has a weak stomach, so she kept going to find out the smell, and then she'd throw up, and then she'd leave. And then she'd go, and then she'd throw up, and then she'd leave. And we couldn't figure out what it was, and what it was is that the cats would eat their cat and cat food, then the dogs would get it, they'd bat it around, they'd knock it under the fridge, and it reached a critical mass that the smell was really bad. But we found that, we got it out. The next year, they killed a gopher and my aunt threw up. And it just kept going from there. The truck driver, the truck that fell over on the other side of the freeway. They labeled the eggnog wrong at church, and my mom went into diabetic shock because she can't really have alcohol. My stepdad had a stroke. My grandmother fell when she went to answer the phone when I called her and got a concussion. What else happened? Flat tires, leaking roofs. A few years ago, the dryer caught fire, and we're outside of there, and my cousin's in a blanket, and they're like, oh, this is so bad, that happened to you on Christmas. And he goes, well, first I got stuck in the bathroom. Then the furnace blew up. Then there was the smell. And the woman from the fire department was just looking at her. So my aunt, every year, gets a Christmas card from the fire department. And that's the Christmas curse.